Let's decode English sounds, diphthongs and triphthongs. Hello learners, welcome back to our English language learning series. Today, we're diving deep into the beautiful world of English pronunciation, focusing on some unique sounds we use when we speak. Diphthongs and triphthongs. Don't worry if these terms sound a little strange. By the end of this video, you'll be familiar with them, and most importantly, you'll know how to pronounce them. In English pronunciation, a diphthong is a sound formed by combining two vowels in a single syllable. The sound begins as one vowel and ends as another in the same breath. Some examples include the sounds in boil, sight, and house. Let's go through some common diphthongs in English. The sound in boy starts with a sound like ah and ends with a sound like ee. The sound in sight starts with a sound like ah and ends with a sound like ee. The sound in house starts with a sound like ah and ends with a sound like ooh. While practicing these sounds, note how your mouth and tongue move. Moving on to triphthongs, these are even more exciting. A triphthong is a complex vowel sound that involves a movement from one vowel to another, all within the same syllable. So, you are actually combining three vowel sounds into one syllable. An example is the word hour, where you move from a to u to a neutral sound, also known as schwa. Let's look at some examples of triphthongs. The sound in hour starts with a sound like a, moves to u, and ends with a neutral sound. The sound in fire starts with a sound like I, moves to and ends with r. The sound in player starts with a sound like I, moves to and ends with r. Practice these sounds. Observe how your mouth, tongue, and lips transition between the different sounds. And that wraps up our dive into diphthongs and triphthongs. Remember, the key to mastering these unique sounds is practice, practice, and more practice. Keep listening to and mimicking English speech, and you'll find these sounds becoming more natural to you over time. Thank you for joining us today, and keep up the great work on your English language learning journey. We hope you found this video helpful, and we look forward to seeing you in our next video.